Hello guys, it's Hikaru or Tanya, whichever you want to call me. Today I want to make a part 2 video, continuing the birth story. And last time I told you how my birth plan went wrong, how I gave birth to my son who is now 8 weeks old. And in this video I would like to tell you about the being in hospital part to this story. So let's get into it. So I gave birth to my son. They brought me to my hospital room. As I said before, I was not alone. I had a friendly neighbor living with me, and they made me stand up on the first day and go lay in bed, all bleeding and in pain and in suffering. And they, of course, gave me the baby straight away, so no one took care of him. They just said, "Good luck, be a good mother from day one." That's where I ended last time. So the first night, basically I stayed in hospital 4 nights, and the first night was probably the best night indeed, because I felt half conscious, I was in great pain, and of course no medications, no painkillers. Why? I was just laying on my stomach for the first time in like 9 months. They took the baby, they washed him, they brought him back, I fed him, breastfed him, and then I just fell asleep. Yeah, so into this filled with agony sleep. I slept for probably 3 hours, then the baby woke up, I fed him again, and he stayed in bed with me. And I don't remember that night well enough, because all I did was feed him and go back to sleep, so in and out of sleep. I didn't change his diaper whatsoever, and he didn't cry. This was the first time he slept a lot. He literally slept through the whole night, except for the 2 or 3 times when I fed him. The next day was okay, except for the fact that no one came in and told me how to take care of him. So as a first time mom, I didn't know what to do, except for the few vlogs which I watched beforehand while being home and pregnant. I went to get the doctor, the nurse or whatever. I said, can you please help me change the diaper? I've never changed a diaper in my life. I don't know where to start. So she made like a oh my god type of face, but went with me. She quickly changed his diaper. It was all covered in poop, of course, because I haven't changed it for like the whole night. She washed his butt, and while she was doing it, she was telling me like, oh, you have to take it off, you have to hold him in one hand, you have to wash it under this type of thing, then you put the new one on, and so just simple instructions. That was helpful, because beforehand I never seen how to change a diaper either. The thing that I didn't like is that all the doctors who came to me that day, or to see me or the baby, they were like frowning, they were kind of rude, if you know what I mean. They were saying, so, how did you give birth? Did you have a cesarean? Did you do it yourself? Did you have painkillers? And they were saying it all so strictly, so unkindly, you know. It's a place where you just become, it's the time when you just became a mother, when your whole body is still aching from the memories of the previous night, and the last thing that you want to see or hear is the unkind behavior from the medical staff. Anyway, okay, that's Russia. Yeah, you know. The following day, so this the first day, the second day, and the third day, we just had the normal checkups. They measured the baby's weight. He was gaining weight, so everything was cool. They gave him a vaccination, which I said okay to. They took his blood. They checked. They didn't check me down there. They just said, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No," and I said, "Never mind." That's it. So no checkup for me. I had some kind of what is it called? Like a laser type of therapy. Well, all the moms had that, so I was no exception. Where you lie down on the kind of couch thing, and then they put two metal rods covered in plastic or something, or in rubber, and they place it on your stomach, and you hold it for 5 minutes, and it's supposed to make your insides cramp again, so all of the blood comes out, so no blood clots are left behind in your belly. I was hoping to go home after the third night, so it was day 3. My baby was just under 3 days old, and I was really hoping to get out because if you don't have any ribs, a cesarean or whatever, if everything's okay, usually everyone goes home on the third day. My son was an evening son, so I gave birth to him at about 6 p.m. And so they didn't count him as the 1st of October child. They started counting him as the next day child. So they told me, you will stay in hospital 1 more night and 1 more day. I was really sad about that. I had a rough time. Let me tell you, he wasn't sleeping the following nights, by the way. He was crying. The neighbor's child was crying. Just imagine being with 2 babies in one room who are both newborn, who are both crying, and in the whole hallway is filled with crying babies. So I didn't get any sleep, so no recovery time. My mom and husband were not allowed to come and visit me. No one was allowed to visit me, not just me, anyone. So if you don't pay for a separate room in the hospital, then you have to deal with this kind of conditions. So no visitors, no nothing. So alone those days. So I don't know, alone with the child, alone not knowing what to do with the evil medical stuff, and I had the baby blues. I definitely did. Maybe sometimes I'll do a separate video about the baby blues and how I dealt with them. We had such an argument when I came into the office of the director of this whole hospital. I came into her room, I said, I want to go home with my baby, I don't want to stay for another night. Give me some papers, I'll sign anything. I'll sign any paper that says that I'm leaving at my own risk. I don't need any further medical housing or whatever, no medical treatment, and I want to go home. And guess what she said? She said, you're a terrible mother. You're such an egoist. Don't even think about your baby. Imagine if your baby dies tomorrow. What will you do? She said that to a person who just gave birth, who was all in emotions. I was under so many emotions. I felt horrible. I was crying my eyes out for like every night and every day. And she said to me, imagine if your baby dies tomorrow. Of course I called the authorities, the Russian authorities. The insurance company said, oh well, we can't do anything. My friend said, we don't know what to do. My mom and husband also came to the hospital. They also went to talk to her, and she didn't let me out. I don't know why. I didn't pay for this. It's a free type of hospitalization. Why can't I sign some papers and go leave this hospital? Anyway, this story actually has like more shades to it. There were a lot of nuances about the whole argument, and if you have any questions about the argument part or how I finally got out of there, please leave your questions in the comment section. I will definitely answer them all. So yeah, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. If you liked hearing the story, please subscribe or put a like to this video. I will really appreciate that. Thank you and bye bye.